You are live. All right. You are live. It is 7:02. You are good to go. And Councilmember Murphy, you have control.
Ooh, that's a scary thought. Thank you, Carrie.
You're welcome. Have a good evening, guys.
You too.
Thank you.
Carrie, have fun.
Oh yeah, I see it across the top. Custom live stream. Okay. All right, Joyce, are you here? Who's on the phone?
This is Joyce. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you, Joyce.
Ken. Yep.
Okay. 1 second.
Thanks, Carrie.
I'm here anyway.
Great. So Frank is the only one who's here yet. But we have a quorum, so we can begin.
Looks good.
So Joyce,
I've only
okay,
got 5. You have the 10. Thank you. Catching quick, Dick.
Hey, don't leave.
What are you catching, Joyce?
Well, I'm talking to my husband and grandson who just put the kayaks on top of the car.
Oh, okay. All right. We're gonna do roll call.
Roll call, 1, 2, la 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 la.
I've helped today. Okay. So Paul,
Here? Yes.
Joyce,
Here.
Carol,
Here.
Marty,
Here.
Luke,
Here.
myself is here, Frank. We're gonna hope he gets to join in shortly. This is wonderful. This is our second I was gonna say Skype, but that's old. Zoom. This is our second Zoom meeting. I'm happy you guys all made it. We don't have any petitioners. We do have some correspondence, Marty. I don't know if you want to speak on the young lady who contacted you or the situation. Yeah.
You want me to tell about the incident?
I think so because, we were contacted, the mayor did speak with her and reach out to her. I tried to reach out to her. You did as well, so.
Okay, well, it's okay for me to say her name then, right? Because she was public on social media.
Yeah.
Okay, this is one of our staff, Isha Gansardi. She, I think, I'm not sure if she and her partner own or are like building managers of some apartment buildings over on West Street. And she was over there the other night. I didn't write down what date it was, but she was pulling weeds in front of one of the apartments in preparation for folks starting to move in, curb appeal. And her family is originally from Barbados. So somebody drove by and called her the N-word. It was more than that. It was quite, F-bomb plus N-word. And, she was very upset, of course, and she wrote about it on social media. And I'm on Facebook with her. So since I am her supervisor and our job, I called her, and also because she's a friend. And hear more about it. She did call law enforcement, but she was told by the officer that, and she did get a picture of the truck in which the person was yelling at her from. But the officer told her it was a First Amendment issue, so there wouldn't be anything to arrest anybody about because it was just free speech, which I kind of take issue with because I think it's really harassment.
Yeah, it sounds like harassment to me.
Judgment call. So she did put it out on social media. Got a lot of support with the mayor and again. I'm not sure if she reached out to them first or what. But then I alerted Shannon about it because I thought that our group should know about it.
without knowing who said it, there's not much that can be done.
No, she does know who it was.
Oh, she does.
But then the person denied it. She knew it was a truck. You know, this is a small
Oh.
town. So
Okay.
a lot of people know each other's vehicles. It was a kind of a, you know, she had pictures. She took a picture of the truck. So, but then when she confronted the person, they said they didn't do it. So, anyway, it was very hurtful incident, and she felt very, of course, very demeaned and very violated. It should never happen in our town or anywhere else.
I
Okay.
find it odd that, you know, I mean, you guys read about that incident of the people posting hate speech on their lawn up in Cherry Valley.
All right.
And it seems odd to me that there aren't laws against that type of thing. It's obscene, you know, there was obscenity involved, and it was where kids could see it. And, you know, I just find it so odd. I actually went on their Facebook page and dug in and kind of stalked them, and everybody who ever friended them or commented on one of their posts, I screenshotted their profiles, Facebook profiles. But because, you know, if a hate group starts, it would be helpful to know who's in it. But it's so unbelievable that you can advertise stuff like that
Yeah.
without any legal repercussions. I find that so unbelievable.
Carol, I didn't know that you were a ninja.
Yeah, it took a while because their friends were private, so I had to go on all their posts and track them down. Anybody who liked anything that they wrote or
Good stalking, Carol. Good stalking.
congratulated them
I
on
like
the
those
wedding.
skills, Carol. We could put them to use. Those are good skills to have.
I'm a good detective, yes. I have like 100 or 2 names of their
My
friends.
goodness. Yeah, I ended up speaking with the young lady. I also ended up having, I didn't get to speak with her directly, but I did get to go on her Facebook, and a couple of her friends actually share some of my friends and stuff. The young lady who she believes participated, I know her of her. She denies that it's her, point blank. Says her kids were in the car or in the truck, that there's no way they yelled these things out of the truck with the children there. So unfortunately, when you've got, you know, one person, this happened, this secondary person provided pictures of the truck, and the person whose truck it is saying, it's not me, it must have been another truck.
Thank you. I got that part wrong. You're right. Thank you.
Yeah, so unfortunately, we can't absolutely say for sure it was them, but we do know that it happened. It came from a truck. We just may, you know, never know what truck it was.
Right.
And unfortunately, somebody, I want to say it's like in a town like 20 minutes away, they had their like Ring doorbell recorded someone in a truck driving by screaming vulgar things at their home and racist remarks at their home as well. At like 5 o'clock in the morning. So can't say it was the same truck. I'm just saying there's a lot of trucks and a lot of yelling. But it's happening. So yes, and again, the mayor did speak with her. He reached out to her immediately on his own. And was able to comfort her and work her through what she could do next. So
she mentioned that it meant a lot to her.
Yeah, so we did a good job handling that situation. Does anybody else have any more, like, are there any more correspondence? Did anyone talk with anyone? Anything come up?
Not here. No.
Luke,
I kind of have a correspondence from the mayor, just to give everybody what's the word, update on the advisory board that's forming. I asked him a couple of nights ago about how that process is coming along, and he said, well, and that he should have nominations by our next council meeting, which is 2 weeks, well, I guess a week from Tuesday. So in about 10 or 12 days that we should know. So that is, I'm not sure, I don't know who he's considering or if he's contacted anybody yet, but that's the update I have on that front.
Okay.
yeah, I was
Luke?
going to ask if anyone heard, because from what I understood, somebody from the commission, our commission,
Yes.
was on it.
Mhm.
I don't know if he's spoken to anyone, but I haven't heard anything. So, Joyce, you spoke or sent him an email, right?
I sent the mayor an email, yeah, and he just said he would take it under advisement, and haven't heard anything more. I also haven't heard anything about the new commissioner that needs to be named. He indicated he was going to name one back in March, and then everything came down with COVID. And Luke, has he mentioned it at a meeting?
I don't believe so, Joyce. No.
I was under the impression that he was going to name Evelyn Warren, but when he had gotten back from vacation, and then COVID kind of happened,
Yeah.
so I don't know if that's still the plan, but that's what the last thing that I knew having to do with the open seat or the open chair.
Yeah, it's unfortunate and almost surreal how quickly everything stopped mid-March. Everything derailed.
Right.
So I know he's been working a lot with COVID related things, and I'm sure it probably just fell off his radar. I'm not sure. I haven't broached the subject with him.
Okay. Are there any announcements? Anyone have announcements? Okay, no? All right, we're good on that. So then, did everyone get the minutes from Joyce for last month's Zoom meeting?
Yep.
Yep. You look good.
Corrections, questions? Because we need to approve the minutes if possible.
I move their approval.
I second.
Yep, me too.
Great.
That's
Joyce, did you
third.
get that?
We got a second and a third.
Yes.
I think Marty made the motion and Paul seconded and Carol maybe thirded.
Yeah, I thirded. I'll
Oh,
say
boy.
if anyone asks.
All right. So let's vote. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Anyone to abstain? No? All right. So our minutes are passed from last month. Excellent. This is smooth. Paul, I'm gonna put you on the spot. Old business. I don't know if everyone got my email with the attachment that had the proposal from Professor Montoya and her colleagues.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna let you speak on that.
Well, I would kind of defer to Joyce. She said she's going to make a proposal herself, but I have total confidence in Professor Montoya as a person of integrity we can trust. Her best, I think, to make it possible for any Hispanic people who might need information to get the information about social services, including health services that they might need. And of course, through translations that might be really important to them. And the sooner the better, I think. So I'm moving that we act tonight and vote. And Joyce said she might make a motion.
So before we make a motion, does anyone have any questions, anything to point out, anything they'd like to discuss about the Luke?
Yeah.
I think great
sorry.
that they're, okay, sorry, Luke, you go.
That's Oh, okay. I was in touch. I talked a little bit about our last commission meeting at our last council meeting, and the personnel director for the city, Katie Bacher, sent me a resource list that they come up with that I will send. Paul, can I send it your way to forward to Professor Montoya? It's
Sure
I
thing.
believe it's Spanish resources.
Sure,
I think it's a little bit different than what
Thank you.
Professor Montoya is doing, but it might be something that'd be helpful.
I'll pass it along to her for sure.
Yeah. And I was just going to say, I think it's great that they're involving students in the work and that those students will gain an insight and help and do stuff like that. That's wonderful.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Is Joyce still on?
I am on.
Oh, good. Okay.
Okay, if you're ready, are you ready for a motion now? Shannon?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I move the proposal as outlined in the email that was sent to us, including the full amount of $250 that has been requested. If I get a second, I'll speak to why I'm proposing the full $250.
Second.
Okay.
I second.
I'm proposing the full $250 from our budget line, and I will not be submitting any bills that I incur for either the Martin Luther King celebration, which was held in January, and the supplies I bought for that, and any supplies that are needed if and when we have the Trailblazer Award event for honoring those people. And
Wow.
that money would easily come to over $50. So I feel that we can take the $250 from the budget for this project.
Now, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna pipe in. Joyce, wow, that's really wonderful of you. In the past, you've stopped me from doing this. So I think that, oh, sorry, we're trying to corral the dog. Okay. So I think that you should submit the receipts. I think you do need to be reimbursed. You're always on top of doing them. You never claim full amounts. I think it's only fair that you get back what you put in. I do want to move to motion it for the $250, but let it just come from our budget. Let the whole thing just come from our budget. I think you should still submit the receipts.
Great. Good deal.
Okay.
Oh, yay.
Can we move the motion?
So I think we already had a motion. So who was first?
I moved it, and I believe I heard Marty second it.
That's correct.
Correct.
So all in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, so it's passed. We can go ahead and give them the $250. Excellent. Thank
Great.
you Paul, for handling so much of
Good
this.
decision. Great.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Joyce.
Thanks, everybody. Yeah.
So Joyce, yes, please submit those receipts. Please do that. We appreciate you. You do a lot, and what you do claim is not that much.
Amen.
I'll see if I can still find it.
Great.
So now that we don't have like old business because we haven't done much, I kind of have a little bit of an idea, which was set off by Joyce's response to this, and wanting to, forego claiming her receipts. And that is be able to have, guys, really, please, Jesus. I'm sorry. There's so much going on in my house. So back to what I was saying. I was hoping to be able to, like I said last time, I wanted to have a picnic. I wanted to do the farmer's market. I wanted to be a job corps, do the thing at Suco. Unfortunately, I'm sure it's not going to happen. We would like to have Trailblazer, kind of like leave that money, I think, to have Trailblazer. Maybe leave some money to cover Joyce's receipts, and maybe like a job corps, because it costs us about $75 to do a job corps. So beyond that, we still have money in our budget, and we're not really going to be meeting or being able to set up things that we would normally do. Another place that our money goes is the parade now, because now we're involved in the parade, but it's looking like we probably aren't going to be having a parade this year. If things continue with the way that they are. So my suggestion is maybe we run like 2 mini grants as a commission out to the community that have to do with, kind of like with Professor Montoya. Kind of what we've just done, so that we can still have things that we're backing and we're still making progress and we're still assisting in the community, even though like we can't be out there like at the farmers markets or the parades or up at Suco.
That sounds good.
Yeah,
Sounds good to me too.
Yeah, sounds good.
So I think I'd have to sit down and talk to Joyce about what our budget, like where our budget's gonna fall, how much money that leaves us after the fact, and then maybe, they won't be that much. They might be like $150 or $200, but then something we can promote. We can put it out on Facebook. We can put it on the radio. We can go talk about, you know what I'm saying, and we can get our name out there still and let the community know who we are and that we're here and we're still being active, and they can still reach out to us. And get people kind of thinking about us in a different way.
yeah, and if you'd like to partner with First Night and Leaf, and we have a few $1,000s in our budget that we can hold some sort of event with when we get a chance. We were thinking of partnering with the city and putting some type of music or entertainment on Main Street, but Mayor Herzig said it was too soon to hold any type of an event.
Right.
But as soon as we can do something, we have a budget to do it. So maybe we could be in cahoots.
I think if with, Paul moving this forward, and it was actually something, Carol, that you said too in the last meeting about knowing that we actually have something out in the community that we're doing and we're backing. Like that kind of sat with me after the last meeting. And I really think it's nice for us to take this money, since we're not going to be able to use it like we hope. And, even just a couple mini grants,
Yeah,
get us out there. Okay.
Good.
sounds good. Also sounds good to me. I'm itching to promote our events that are going on right now, but I'll wait until the end to about them when we're done.
Joyce, how do you feel about it?
It's all sounding good to me.
All right, so I will try to develop that further. Carol, I'll probably email you just so you can talk a little bit like about what you're thinking. And Joyce, you and I will connect about like what the budget's gonna look like after we take out the grant for Professor Montoya and the other expenses that we're probably, because we still have to make the blazer plaque and such. Even if we don't have the event, we still have to get that done.
Right.
So those are costs that we know that we're going to have. And we can kind of go from there. So I'll develop this further. I'm glad everybody is on board. And back to my new business. Anybody have new business?
I just have a question. Does anybody know if we have a local Black Lives Matter chapter?
The local Black Lives
Sign up. We're going to go several weeks. And it would be good for me to get in touch with them if we do have one, because we're getting a lot of pushback about our sign, but I don't want to take it down, of course. I just want to continue to support the movement. I know we have an NAACP, but I didn't know if we had Black Lives.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know that we do.
The NAACP is very much, the NAACP is very much in support of the Black Lives Matter movement, but there's no separate movement for Black Lives Matter in town that I know of.
Well, I would say, don't forget the UU Church.
Right.
The UU Church has the sign on their building, and Alice Siegfried, who just passed away this past weekend, was a mover and shaker in the getting Black Lives Matters into the consciousness of Oneonta. So it may not be a formal chapter, but I would say the UU Church is the ones who started being proactive by putting the sign on their church.
I agree. I've been somewhat involved in that, Joyce, but I don't think there's anything other than the banner.
Okay. Yeah, we have one up on our, on our little, well, Joyce put it up actually, and I really am very supportive of it in front of our church, but we've gotten a lot of pushback about it, which makes me feel like we're having an impact, so that's a good thing.
And it looks really
I just
great.
wanted to join you.
Yeah, Marty, it looks really great in front of your church. Very supportive.
Thanks, Joyce. I didn't do it, but I'm very supportive of it. I've got, I think it's 6 or 7 phone calls about it. And so one email today, I got a letter about it. But it's just, people unfortunately have a wrong impression that there's, that it's a terrorist organization. That's what people keep telling me. No, it's not. So, in any case, I'm happy to engage with folks if they want to talk to me about it. I haven't had any takers yet, but I always offer. We'll see what happens, but I definitely want to keep going in that direction.
Okay.
Absolutely. So I was gonna ask about for the task force that Gary was putting together, but Luke, you already spoke on that. So really that's all that I have, unless anybody has anything else to contribute, or talk about, or kick around.
Anything new on the brochures?
The brochures. Oh my goodness. So
Anything
we're
new
gonna
on
go
that?
back to brochures. They're
Just
going
yeah.
to be the bane of me. These brochures.
Just curious.
Paul, really? Okay. The brochures are chilling still because they need the new seal, which we approved and was fine. And there was 2 typos, but Nancy's gonna make them for us. But COVID hit, and we don't really need brochures right now. So I have not picked up the said brochures, so I do not have them in my possession right now. But we already approved them; they're good to go.
Okay, just curious.
Yeah, sure, Paul. Okay, brochures. I don't ever want to hear brochures.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have a couple of things I just want to ask everyone's help on. We've got 3 events running right now. Well, the Great Otsego Outdoor Challenge that Leaf is running. that's doing pretty well without anyone's help. People are taking selfies at hiking trails. But we're also running the art and poetry contest with a deadline of August 21st. And we've got $2,500 worth of prize money for artists and poets to, submit their work. And because we're all in COVID land, it's hard to get the word out. So if I can email everyone about the art and poetry contest and spread it out to your people, it would be great. We're also at video game competition, a tournament, and that's on August 21st and 22nd also, so it's easy to remember. So if I could email you that information. There's also about $1,500 to $2,000 worth of prize money for that. It's our third one that we've run. And the first one was at first night, we got 85 participants. The second one was online only and we got 55. So if
That's
we could,
great.
yeah, it was fantastic. 55 people playing. Well, at first night on New Year's Eve, there were 85 people playing the game in person at the foothills, but then like people were crowding in there like by the hundreds all night long, watching them, their parents and grandparents and stuff like that.
Great.
But so it's
I can't wait till we can do stuff like that again.
what's that? Yeah, I know.
I can't wait till we do stuff like that again.
We sent out a letter and told everyone we couldn't do Hometown 4th. And a couple of our sponsors, Stewart Shops, Gates Helms Hahn, and Delaware National Bank at Delhi still sent us money, even though they knew we couldn't do Hometown 4th. So that's why we have a few thousand in the bank to do something with as soon as we find the right thing to do.
Nice.
What was the first one called? Hometown what?
Well, we could do Hometown 4th of July in Neowa Park. And so we sent that letter out to all of our sponsors, but we still got a few $1,000s worth of donations, even though the event was canceled. So
Oh, okay.
they're just waiting to see that's first night. They're just waiting to see what we can actually do.
It's always Stewart's always donated for the picnics and for NAACP. Stewart's always, it doesn't matter, they're always there.
Yeah, they're fantastic, and they're local too, really. They're localness.
So Carol, definitely send those out to everybody, and we can hit up our people.
Yeah, the more word I can get out, I'm looking for ways to get the word out because schools aren't open. I can't flyer the schools, etc. It's hard to get the word out.
Have you ever collabed with Huntington Memorial Library?
Have I ever what? Yeah.
The library?
Yeah, I always bring posters and flyers over there.
Because they definitely have their own world.
Mailing. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just looking to get on mailing lists right now and get the word out on the internet.
Okay. All right, everyone. So I feel like poor Frank wasn't here. I'll email him. This is a great meeting.
I'm here now, Shannon. I was on another session for work.
Well received.
So I do apologize for being late.
That's okay.
Here. Did you guys know and I didn't know? Okay. Frank, where did you come in on?
I don't know.
Okay. We passed the $250 for Professor Montoya's project. We voted and passed on that. And we are going to look into taking the money that we have left over from specific things and maybe creating a couple mini grants, since we won't be able to really be out in the community because of COVID, to try to still get our name out into the community in a different way. That's really what we talked about.
Um,
Oh,
could I ask Frank a question?
Sure.
Because I don't know if you were here a few minutes ago, but we're Leaf is running an art and poetry competition, and usually SUNY students are big participants in that because we have shows at the Kano Gallery and also the Fenimore Art Museum. And our theme was, before this all happened with COVID, it was 2020 Vision for Your Hopes and Dreams for the Future. And people submit art and poetry on that theme. Is there a way to still let the SUNY students know that our deadline is August 21st? So if I emailed this information, is there a way to get that out to the SUNY students so that they could enter the contest? It's $2,500 worth of prize money involved. And
If you email me the information, I'll try to get it out to our student body.
yeah, even if it was just a few students, it would be wonderful to have them involved because they're always involved every year.
Certainly, I will try to then get someone from the art department to actually identify some students to send it to.
Thank you very much.
So the sooner you get it to me, the sooner I can begin to try to facilitate that.
I'll do it as soon as I get home tonight.
Sounds good.
Okay, thank you. I feel like I accomplished something today.
Good.
All right. So I guess that's it, guys. Luke Murphy, you're gonna.
Okay.
Stay strong, stay safe.
Say that again, Shannon.
You got. You can handle ending this.
I can. If you're good to go, I can click end right now.
All right. God bless everyone.
Take care,
Bye.
everybody. Drive safe, Marty.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Night, night all.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Email everyone. Bye.